Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at Tokyo Hands. Tokyo Hands is a Japanese department store chain. They have a lot of stores all over Japan, especially in Tokyo, and this is their Ikebukuro store in Tokyo, and it's absolutely amazing. This is their pet selection right here, but we're just going to be mainly focusing on their fish selection and their aquatic selection. And this is basically the Japanese version of the Walmart fish selection or the fish area, and it's absolutely amazing. It blows me away each time I go. I've been there like 4 times, or to the store like 4 times, and it's absolutely amazing, and it just keeps blowing me away each time I go. And remember, this is a department store. It's not a real fish store, but it's still gonna blow you away. Trust me on that. So we're just gonna be basically just doing a quick tour. It's just a small area, but still, it's really great. All the tanks look absolutely amazing. It's well taken care of. So let's just begin. So right here is a little Wabi-kusa area. This is some like, or these are like Wabi-kusa pads. I'm not too sure the exact name, but it's made by ADA, and you can use them for like the ADA Dua Wabi-kusa wall tanks. But still, really awesome. I wish I could bring some of these back because I would love to use these for my aquascapes. It doesn't have to be for a Wabi-kusa tank. It could just be for like a normal aquascape. There's a Dua tank right there. Some turtles. They have a lot of animals actually. Not all Tokyo Hands are like this. This is like one of their better ones because it has live fish, live animals, and a great selection. But yeah, they have pretty much anything like reptiles, birds, like some hedgehogs, chinchillas. It's really great. And they have a lot of things in stock, a lot of supplies in stock. Here's some nets, and they have a lot of American brands too. Actually, they have Tetra, which is actually what Walmart carries. Ironically, but they do have like Aqueon too. They have, I think, I'm not too sure if they have Fluval, but they have a lot of brands that you can find in the U.S. Here's some Madagascar rainbows. That's a really nice looking crypt. And what's in here? Some that's a glass catfish and some neon tetras. Here's an 88 tank. Kind of surprised me because they didn't really do like a proper escape. I mean, they have the 88 tank, they have the 88 light. I think they would have done or I would have done a proper escape with that because that those things are really expensive. Here's some fertilizers, some Dua Wabi-kusa mist. It's for the 88 tanks or for the Dua Wabi-kusa tanks. Here's some Suike liquid. Yeah, that's what it says. Or yeah, Suike liquid, I think. Yeah, and that's also by Dua, and you can use these for yeah, for like just fertilizer. I bought one of these while I was there. Um, and then I came back and I saw my local fish store had that, so or had this same fertilizer, so I didn't need to buy it there. Let's see, what is it? Some Medaka rice fish. Yeah, Medaka rice fish are basically like the Japanese version of the guppy, and I'll get into that later on in the video when we see the Medaka rice fish in the tank. But here's some bowls where you can breed them in. Here's some more Wabi-kusa stuff. Wabi-kusa is just like a style of aquascaping. If you search it up, you'll see some like immersed plants, and it's really nice. But here's the 88 Wabi-kusa mat, and for those who are into aquascaping, you probably have seen this online or in some like ADA stores, but they have it a lot in Japan. And here's the Wabi-kusa mat with Anubis Nana Petite on top, but you can get the or the I'm sorry, but you can get the mat with different types of mosses. Here's some tissue culture plants, and the tissue culture plants are a little bit more than the tissue culture plants in the United States, but basically everything else by ADA is like dirt cheap there. It's ridiculous how much it costs in the United States compared to how much it costs in Japan. And you can buy $2 worth of frog bit. I don't think that's $2 worth. I think that's like 20 cents worth of frog bit, but I guess it's not too common in Japan maybe. Um, Here's some Anubias Nana Petite in a pot pre-packaged. They have a lot of pre-packaged stuff. That's the thing about Japanese fish stores. Everything or like a lot of plants are pre-packaged. Even fish too sometimes. There's some moss right there. Or what is that? Oh, that's Anubias Nana Petite still yet. Yeah, pre-packaged. I think that's on like a rock. And here's some wood pieces that are pre-packaged with moss growing on them. It says I think those are willow moss, but still that's really nice. And those are great for like shrimp tanks, or just something like really small, like a betta maybe. yeah, those are really good looking pieces. And I wish a lot of stores in the United States would have, or I wish a lot of stores in the United States would have stuff like this because that's absolutely amazing. And here's some beta tanks or a little beta holder tank. I bought one of these the last time I was at this store. I don't have a beta in it, but it's a cool little like mini aquascape or mini jar. Here's some willow moss prepackaged. Yeah, so a lot of prepackaged things, and here's some Opai Ula supplies, I believe. Yeah, and they have a lot of, or a lot of stores in Japan surprisingly sell Opai Ula, which is a Hawaiian brackish water shrimp. So this is pretty cool. They have Marimo moss balls that are in these little containers, and it's supposed to be like, it's their own little pet. Like you're supposed to like kind of have these as like a pet, and that's what they're kind of like sold as. So that's pretty interesting. Something you don't see too often in the United States. There's an axolotl there, some wood pieces, um, and here is like all of the supplies or the main area of supplies. Here's their ADA selection. I love ADA. It's an aquascaping brand from Japan. Here's their Dua scissors, their tweezers, a sand flattener, all of the supplies that I see online, all in one place, and it's all cheap. Like here's a thermometer. The tanks are cheap. I think the lights in Japan or the 88 lights in Japan are like one of like the best deals you can get because I saved like $100 on an 88 light that I got while I was in Japan. So all these things are really cheap, like $6 for the moss cotton. That would probably be around like 10, $12 in the United States. So yeah, all these things are a really good deal. Here's the CO2 system by ADA. So yeah, whenever I go to Japan, I just buy like the expensive ADA things because I'm just getting it at as a discount basically. Here's a garden mat made by ADA. It's basically like a mat to protect the bottom of your tank and also the surface that you're putting the tank on. Here's some backgrounds by ADA. And here's some tanks, some Japanese brands, and the ADA tanks right there. Like I said, really cheap. It's like basically like all on sale for me. So it's really great. I wish I could have brought some back. But anyways, let's move on to the fish. Here's some angelfish, some pea puffers right here. And what's good about a lot of Japanese fish stores, and I wish a lot of stores in the U.S. would do this as well. You can get discounts if you get more than one. So like one pea puffer is like 320, but if you get like two or five, you get a discount. Most stores in Japan actually do that, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, here's some Amano shrimp. Amano shrimp are from Japan. They're named after Takashi Amano, the ADA founder. And what's interesting, and people have told me this before, is that the Amano shrimp in Japan are better at cleaning algae than the ones that are bred, elsewhere. Like the Amano shrimp in the United States are usually from like Thailand or Southeastern Asia. And those guys are bred differently, or something happened where that they don't eat the algae better than the Amano shrimp from Japan. So I think that's pretty interesting. But here's some nerite snails, some white clouds, some gold white clouds, and some regular ones. I didn't see too many longfin white clouds while I was in Japan. Or I'm pretty sure I saw, some, once in a while, but I didn't see a lot. Here's some feeder guppies, Mickey Mouse platy. So a lot of the common fish that you see in the United States, like at Petco, PetSmart, are all in Japan, and they have a lot of goldfish too. Goldfish, koi, those are really big in Japan. Here's some neon tetras. Yeah, they look really good. Like comparing it back to Walmart, all the fish, especially in like this department store, are really healthy. Like they know how to take care of the fish. Here's some gouramis. Um, like 3 or 4 different types in here. Powder blues, honey dwarfs, the red flames. That's what I call them. But yeah, like all the fish, really healthy. I don't see any dead fish actually. I didn't see any dead fish while I was at that store. And if you go to Walmart, or here's some like like even the comet goldfish. Like, I mean, yeah, that tank kind of has a little algae, but still, yeah, they're like kind of healthy. They're not like skinny, kind of frail. They're pretty healthy. Here's some pencil fish. Yeah, so like and some lampi Achilles as well. So they do have some fish that you don't see at like your Petco's at PetSmart at this store. So yeah, the fish selection is way better than Walmart's. So that's really interesting. But yeah, all the fish are really healthy. Here's some Medaka rice fish, and I was saying earlier that I would talk about these guys again. The Medaka rice fish are basically like the Japanese version of the guppy because they are really cheap, like feeder guppy, not feeder guppies. I mean like common guppies, and they come in so many different varieties, and they're really popular. I think they're more popular than like guppies in Japan. They come in different variations, color-wise. They have the white version, which are these guys, the orange version, and the wild types, which are just like the gray ones, like the common guppies. And they have like short body variations. Not my favorite type, but they do have the short body variations. They have the long fin ones, which are actually really nice. I think they come in like black too, like the black color. If I'm thinking about them right now, and yeah, they're really cheap in Japan. In the United States, they will go for a little bit more. They can be like I actually saw them for sale for $15, but in Japan they're like $2. But anyways, that's basically pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this store tour of Tokyo Hands or their fish selection. And remember, this is a department store. I keep saying that. I keep saying that because I think it's absolutely insane that this is like a department or like just not even a fish store. It's like a department store, and this is just like some section that they have. Their fish are healthy, everything is well taken care of, and it's absolutely mind-boggling that, you know, this is not a real fish store. So, anyways, if you guys like this store, I do have some extra footage of like reptiles and like you know the hedgehogs, the chinchillas, the birds, the spiders, or whatever that they had. I didn't put them in this video because I just wanted to keep this like fish specific only. But if you guys want to see that footage, I can make another video about this store. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.